Hello all, welcome to this session on methods of verification. In our earlier session, what we have seen is what is verification. And we said that verification is nothing but static testing, testing without execution. Now, in this session, we are going to see how verification can be done and what are the methods. So let's begin. Walkthrough and review are the two methods using which we can do verification. What is walkthrough? Let's understand. If you see the diagram, one person is sitting and others are discussing. So this clearly shows us what kind of a walkthrough the process is. Let's read. It's an informal process initiated by the author of the walkthrough document. Now, there are certain concepts which we need to understand. First is, who is author? So author is a creator of work product. Now, when I say work product, we already discussed like test cases can be a work product, a code or a piece of code can be a work product. So, it's an informal process initiated by the author. So, whoever is the author will initiate, will ask, done mainly with the objective of providing information and gathering suggestions. I'll tell you a scenario. For instance, I'm a developer or I'm a tester working on some functionality and I got stuck. I got stuck at one place and I'm unable to figure that how I can go from here. What can I do? I will check on Google, I will check all possible help at my end. If nothing works, then I can actually call my team members, maybe my superiors or seniors, and I will show that I have done so many things. This is what it is, and I got stuck. Now I want to have a solution and I can seek for help. And the members who are joining me will check my code or my test cases and will try to answer my queries or try to show me how I can come out of that particular problem. This is nothing but a walkthrough. So technically, let's understand this walkthrough process. Author explains the product. Colleague comes out with the observations. Author provides clarification if required. Yes, this is again one important step because when I am as an author, when explaining my work product, I have certain things in my mind, and based on that, I have done some work. But the viewer may have some different opinion and comes out with some observations and may ask me a question that why this is done like that, or can you make these changes or something like that. And then in that case, as an author, I can provide clarification if required that why it is done the way it is. If not, and the suggestion is right, then as an author, I will note down the relevant points and takes the corrective actions. I'm repeating this thing. This is an informal process. So what is informal process? There is no agenda, no minutes of meeting, no scheduled date or a time. People, whenever they need a help, they can call their peers, their superiors. They go through the document or they go through the code or the test cases, and based on the suggestions, if those suggestions are valid and helpful, then they will make the necessary changes. This is a walkthrough. Now, let's go and check the another method, that is review. Now, review is a word. The question is, when did we hear this particular word review for the first time, or where it can be used in our day-to-day life? Honestly speaking, review, as a human, we do review of everything. We do review of surroundings, of people, of the things, of whatever things we have, or the things happening around us, everything. When it comes to IT, when it comes to the product or a project development, this is a formal process. This is not an informal. So when I say formal, it is always planned. It's not surprise that people cannot just walk in on the floor and say, okay, let's have a review. No, it's a planned process. Use of well-defined process to find issues or the problems. Who all can be participants in this particular review? Peer, that is people at the same level, superior, management, and customer. These are different types. which actually defines who all will be the participants for that review process. What are the objectives? Peer review and superior review. If we consider only this type of review, technical evaluation of the work product. As I said, and as we discussed in a walkthrough process, if I'm making that particular walkthrough in a formal way, that will turn into a review. What will happen? I will share the meeting invite. People will join the meeting, or people will come in a closed room for the meeting. They will go through my document. They will give me suggestions. I will note down the suggestions as an author. There will be a lot of exchange of words, or exchange of opinions, and based on that the right way or the right conclusion will be derived, and based on that I will make, or author will make, the necessary changes. Of course, after the meetings, whatever things discussed in that particular meeting will get circulated in the form of minutes of meeting, MOM. This is peer review and superior review. Another type of review, management. Now, when it comes to management, what is a purpose of management review? It's clear thing. When I say management, those are director level or managerial level above people. So obviously they are not focusing on the syntax errors or coding errors. No, no, no. Their focus will be adherence to the scope. That means whatever work is going on, is it adhered to the scope what we have defined at the beginning of the project? Quality, what level of quality we are attending? Are we attending the quality parameters defined in SOW, which is statement of work, which has got finalized beforehand? Schedule, is our team on a schedule? And obviously budget, there is always a budget which is associated with every activity, every resource in the project. Whatever work is happening or whatever work is going on, is it adhered to all those things? If yes, then fine. If not, then what are the problems? What is an issue? How we can rectify that will be the part of discussion. Third, audit review, compliance to the standards as per agreement. I hope guys you remember, in the characteristics and component and application, we have seen this particular part, compliance. That means if the project is getting developed in India or in US or wherever in the world, there has to be some compliance which are imposed on the development team, or rather on the project team. So this particular development is in accordance with that those particular compliance or not, or standards or not. This is being reviewed by auditor. That's review is called as audit review. Last, customer review, evaluation of work product as per specified needs. Now here this word is getting introduced, needs. I'll take a moment to explain you the difference between a requirement and need. The requirements may be vague, the requirements may be huge, the requirements may be large, but as a organization or a project team need to understand what exactly customer needs, and when it is been escalated in a right way or in a positive way to the customers, those will get reflected in the SOW or in the requirements, and people or the development team or the project team will start working on that. Obviously, when the customers are involved, they have agreed upon those particular needs and the development or the project has begun. Customers have a right to understand whether that particular development is happening as per the discussions and as decided. And this is what customer review. And customers can review at any given point of time in the project. Now, in a nutshell, we'll revisit this review process, identify issues, document the findings, close issue by taking necessary actions, and confirm the issue closure through re-review. This is a new thing guys which is getting introduced, which is we called as re-review. Now, it's a very simple thing. We have discussed, we have decided that what kind of a things needs to be changed. A review is being done for that, suggestions given, MOM is published. Now obviously when the suggestions are given, people will make, or the author will make the necessary changes. Then the review is scheduled to verify whether that particular review was success or not. The real question is why this particular review is there, or why this particular thing exists. This is an answer. Review outcome is used further for process improvement. So everything, every review, every discussions in IT, in project or in the product in this particular environment is done only to improve process. I'll give you a simple example. Let's consider if that management review is going on and people found that there is a delay and because of which we are missing on the schedule. Obviously, management people will check that why the delay has happened, what went wrong, were the resources were not available or the available but was the environment was not ready or whatever it reasons may be. Now, once they found that because of this particular reason there was a delay, and if they stop or if they work towards that, then obviously in their next release or in the next project or in the next product release, what will happen? These particular delays will never occur because these hurdles are already handled. And this is where the process improvement comes in a picture. One more example. Now let's take an example that there is a peer review which is going on. Let's take some Java code. No, let's take a simple example of test case. Now test case review is going on and the reviewer found out that the test data which is being used is not correctly used because of which the exact defects are not getting identified and the suggestion was given. What will happen in a re-review if the test data is changed and the accurate data is being used? That means the review which was taken place earlier helped to improve the process of software testing. So this is how the reviews are helpful. So to summarize in the tabular format, there is a column participants, review and purpose. This is again commonly asked that when I say the review, what are the types of review and who all are the participants and what are the purposes or what is the need of different kind of reviews. So this particular diagram will answer this particular question. Like peer or superior review, participants will be peer and the purpose is to have a technical evaluation. There is a management review, participants management, and the purpose is to adherence to the scope, quality, schedule, and the budget. Audit review to check quality by quality analysts, or we can say QA team, and compliance to the standard as per agreement. There is customer review where customers are involved and they will strictly evaluate the product as per specified need. Now, by this, we reach to this particular slide which says a V model left arm. Again, this is a very important topic and very important interview question which is being asked that can you explain V model or maybe a left arm of a V model. So there you go. So when I say V model, left arm starts with user requirements which gives us a document of understanding. This is a simplified term which I have used here. Document of understanding. So whatever understanding we have from the requirements, this is document of understanding, which is nothing but identified users' needs. Software specifications, which gives us a system requirement specification, high level design, architectural plan or database design, detailed design, module level design or screen design, and then the coding which is develop code. What it gives us that in every phase which is written on the left hand side, if you see closely, these are the SDLC phases. Reviews, walkthroughs can be helpful to understand if we are doing it right, if the software product or a software which is getting developed is in the right way. So this summarizes this particular session on the left arm of the V model, which is verification. In our coming session, we will look into validation and we will complete this V model entirely. Thank you very much for listening.